Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Roopchand-The. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-The.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Health Coach for Women, a podcast where we explore alternative and holistic solutions to better health and wellness. And I'm your host, Marsha. Now, before we get started, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Now, today I don't have a quote for you, but I just want to say this. What I did in this episode was combined a few episodes and made it into one. All right. And so that's why I titled it the way that I did. So this is a few episodes with two guests that I had previously. And I wanted to go ahead and share that with you along with some of my episodes. I've combined them into one just to give you a little taste of happiness, of what happiness can look like, even through adversity and struggle and challenge. And that you can find love and peace and happiness within yourself. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this episode. And hey, I hope you enjoy it.
Happiness. Mm-hmm. So tell me first, how did you get started? What led you to this point to where you are now?
Well, as most of us in the coaching industry, I was seeking to solve my own problem of unhappiness and went on a real journey of reading books and learning from different teachers and experimenting with different tools. And ultimately, it led me to teaching the ones that worked best for me. So I got very strongly involved in passion and purpose, and then happiness.
Oh, we sound like we're on the same page here. Definitely on the same page. And I also read in your bio that you are a single mom of 3 and karaoke. Now, I thought that was a fun, interesting piece. Tell us a little bit about this karaoke enthusiast.
Well, it's so important when we are leading happy lives to do the things that bring us joy. For no reason other than that they bring us joy. And so I love to sing, and I have no desire to be a professional singer. But I love to be on stage, whether I'm speaking or singing. I love to have an audience, and I love to make a crowd happy, and I love to feel happy, and singing brings that to me. So karaoke is like this really relaxed, easy, fun way where I can go live my rock star dreams for an hour or two. Right. And then go home and not have to, do all that other junk that's associated with the music industry.
Just something all in fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Just having fun and feeling happy, whatever makes you feel good, that's the place that we all want to be in, being happy for no reason. You can wake up days, I know myself, I've woke up on some days and like, boy, I'm in a good mood and I'm happy for no apparent reason, right? Yeah. So that's a good feeling. We don't always feel like that every day, but when we do, it's a beautiful feeling. So.
Yeah, and that's really the goal, so that when we're not feeling that happy, we just allow it and we express those emotions too, because happiness isn't just about being happy. It's about embracing all of our human experience and emotions, and that's how we are happy for no reason, because we're not dependent on anything outside of us to make us happy. We bring happiness to our experience by honoring the whole thing.
That's right. That is absolutely correct. Now tell me, so what would you say now, how do you create this life of love, right, that they love, that sounds, so for some people, because a lot of people are battling with self-love and depression, so what are some of the things that you would recommend, for some good habits towards that journey of happiness?
The first one I always recommend is paying attention to the language we use. So how are you talking to yourself? So if you're battling depression or anxiety or unhappiness, well, why not instead make friends with it? Why not instead welcome it and embrace it? Why not allow it to be a communication instead of a battle? And we then seek, when we ask ourselves these questions, well, what is it? What about my life don't I like? Where am I not honoring myself? Where am I not respecting myself? How am I showing up in a way that feels out of integrity? And when we start to ask ourselves these questions and bring more awareness into our experience, we then also level up ever so slightly that self-respect, which leads to our self-love. So like any relationship, there has to be respect first, and our relationship with ourselves is really no different from our relationship with other people, except that it's more important.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the key thing, is sometimes we want to make sure that we are there for other people and we show up for other people, right? No matter who it may be, even for, even in our work, at work, in our jobs and things like that, people, the career professionals, people who go to work every day.
I keep it full through fun. I keep it full through journaling. I keep it full through, a hot bath when I need it. I keep it full through meditation or a night out with my best friends. I keep it full so that I'm serving and giving from the overflow and not emptying my cup at all.
That's exactly right. And that you make a good point on that. Also, when you mentioned something, when you talked about, keeping a full cup and journaling, you talked about journaling. I know for me that journaling helps me on my journey. Days when I was feeling down and depressed, it helped me to get those emotions out. And a lot of
Come from a place of operating love, and we all have different cultures, backgrounds, faiths, religion, whatever. We all have these various different identities with ourselves. But at the end of the day, we're all one. At the end of the day, we all share one common thing, that we are all one. We are all connected, and we all want happiness, right? But a part of that happiness is to establish having love for one another, having love and appreciating, not necessarily that you have to agree and accept what someone else believes or whatever their faith or whatever their values or whatever. We all have our own different values, core values and things like that. But what I'm speaking of, the respect of another human being, the respect of one human being to another, and to be able to have a conversation, to be able to understand one another and our different cultures, values, and beliefs. We may not necessarily agree, and that's fine on everything, and that's fine to disagree. But coming from a place of just pure respect and operating from a place of kindness, operating from a place of love, and this is what will set you free. We have to rely on and trusting ourselves and believing in this higher power, right? Believing in this higher power and believing in ourselves that we are definitely one consciousness, right? And we move forward together as a force, as one force in this power of love, this universal love. And so when you come from that place and you understand that, because many people, I'll say this, many people are truly waking up, and they're waking up and they're no longer, and they see beyond what's presented to them, right? They see beyond what's presented to them. And so these people that are waking up, they are able to understand certain things. And that's why they don't operate from a place of fear. But don't lose focus on living right? Don't lose focus on living your life. And it's about living your life, doing the best that you can every day to be a better, healthier you, right? And building stronger bonds and relationships with family, friends, whatever. Building those bonds. We want to be able to do these things. You know, you got to have that outlet, that thing that you enjoy doing, whether it's gardening, whether it's making things. Maybe you like to work with your hands, so you do pottery or art, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Continue to do those things, right? Continue to do those things. That's what living your best life is. Living your best life now is not about the amount of money you have, right? Let me just make that clear. It's not about the amount of money that you have or the things that you have, right? So it's not about the cars and the homes, the houses you have, or the amount of bags and shoes. None of that matters. That's not what I'm talking about. And I mean, and if that's your thing, you love to shop, nothing wrong with that, right? It's fine to shop, right? It's fine to, acquire those things if that's what you like and that's what you're into. Nothing wrong with that, right? So, but what I'm saying is to not stay stuck and stay stuck in a box where you can't really express yourself and enjoy yourself and enjoy your life, right? And enjoy being in the presence of others, being with your family and things like that, doing the things that you enjoy. We have to find a way to have that balance, that harmony, so to speak, where we can do the things that you enjoy. Now, even if you work a job, right? Even if you're doing a 9-to-5, whatever your schedule are, and you work a job, you have to still find a way to have that time for you. We can't always make the excuse of saying, oh, well, I don't have any time because I work so much. Well, try not working so much, and, I say that because no one is promised tomorrow, and I'd rather a person do what they love doing, finding that passion and living that best life, living their lives, just being happy, than going to work every day and being unhappy, unfulfilled, and just making 100 excuses as to why they can't live their best life. Ladies, do you find yourself caught in the daily grind, juggling between the demands of your career and personal life? Do you dream of thriving both professionally and personally in 2024, but feel overwhelmed by the constant struggle? I understand the challenges you face, and that's why I'm thrilled to invite you to join the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge. Picture this, a life where you have the secrets to not only survive, but thrive in both your career and personal space. The Radiant Soul Challenge is designed for women just like you, ready to break free from the chains of stress and achieve optimal health. Here's why you should be a part of this exclusive experience. Learn the secrets to thrive both professionally and personally in 2024. Discover actionable insights that will propel you towards success in your career while maintaining a fulfilling personal life. Create more work-life balance for better optimal health. Uncover strategies to strike the perfect balance between your personal aspirations and your well-being, ensuring that you're at the top of your game without sacrificing your health. Implement proven strategies for stress management and productivity skills. Say goodbye to stress overload. Acquire practical techniques that boost your productivity and keep stress at bay, empowering you to excel in your career with ease. Don't miss this chance to embark on a soulful journey. Join the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge and redefine your path to success. Click the link below and secure your spot in the 5-day Radiant Soul Challenge now. Your thriving future awaits. Hope to see you there.
I was laid off in a big recession and had to figure out how to be an entrepreneur very quickly because I was really unemployable. And at that time, I had just given birth to my daughter. My daughter was 6 months old when this happened. I was in a marriage that was falling apart by the second, and I needed to figure out how I was going to put food on the table, roof over our head, and kind of be a single mom, divorce this person, and make something out of myself. And so over a course of 10 years, I experienced what I now, looking back, fondly recall as my decade of bad luck and my 8 times disaster proving. And my disasters that I overcame weren't small disasters. There were fires, floods, earthquake, riots, 9/11, and a tsunami where my key vendor vanished and died. And so it was this crazy struggle, Marsha. I'm sure you can relate to that. When you work and you work and you work and you work, and then you think, yay, I did it. And then something happens and you fall right back. And then you work, you work. And then the next thing comes and the next thing comes. And at one point you just kind of give up. And at that point, I'm $135,000 in debt. I have, I don't have much business. I need to fly to Germany to drum up some business, visit my dad, go back to the mother lode, get myself a dose of my dad's excellent motivation. I arrive in Germany. My father has a stroke shortly after I arrived, but he didn't have a stroke. He had pancreatic cancer, and he passed away 6 weeks later. And as we are putting him to rest, my phone rings in this mountainside in Germany, and I get a call from my office in Los Angeles, and they said that I was just being served a notice, and now I'm losing the house as well. So I stand there and talk about defining moments, Marsha, in life, and I'm sure you had your own, and I'm sure all your listeners had plenty of them. But this is the moment where I basically just raised my fist at God, and I yelled at him, and I said, if you have a plan, it would be an excellent time to fill me in at this very moment, because I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm a good mom. I'm working hard. I'm busting my chops. I'm making it happen. And it's just not coming together. What else could you possibly want? And then I surrendered, completely surrendered.
That is it. That is it. And it's so funny. And what happened? What happened? Share that story of when you finally surrendered.
Right. And so, exactly. And I think you have a hunch what happened. So I surrendered, and I had the number of a bankruptcy attorney in my telephone, and I come back to Los Angeles. And a couple of months later, as I'm, sort of fighting and figure out, am I going to survive or not? I get a letter from the White House. Now, I had written a letter to the President of the United States in my absolute desperation. Wow. And I said that, I needed help. And so this letter from the White House put me in touch with the Small Business Administration and the Deputy Chief Director, no less, who then helped me to restructure my business plan. So I was prepared. I had written this business plan. And then he was able to help me find a bank who restructured my debt, which was $135,000 by now, into a fixed 10-year loan that freed up my line of credit, that brought me the cash I needed to get to break even. It was only 3 months. I was only 3 months. It was the difference between bankruptcy and making it was 3 months. And I broke even 3 months later. 18 months later, I'm the world leader in my category, and then attracted the attention of a Bill Gates company. And then they asked me how I did it. And then I told them if they wanted to know how I did it, they have to do this reasonable thing, which is pay me a lot of money. And so they made me a multi-million-dollar offer, too good to refuse. And that's how I became a self-made multimillionaire.
Because once you can realize and see the truth, and you understand that you have a greater purpose, things become clear, right? Things become clear to you. And so because we are all connected, it's important to you as well. It is important for your well-being simply because it could be something you're waking up. You could be a part of that change that is to come about, to help humanity, right? To help humanity, how you express yourself or whatever thing you do, you find your passion. That passion is something that evolves to something so great and so grand that it is helping not just you, right? Not just the happiness and joy that it does for you, but what it does for others. Right, what it does for others. And as you begin to evolve as a spiritual being, and knowing that you are a spiritual being, having this human experience, you want to do more. And you begin to understand, when you start to develop that self-awareness, things begins to change. Things will begin to change in your life. And one of the key things is, when people are wondering, people often wonder, well, what am I here? Why am I here? There is a purpose, right? And everything has a purpose. And when we look at the ecosystem and the animals and things, and, how certain things balance things out, we know that the trees cleans the air we breathe. Also, it's the place for the animals to have their nests, right? The birds, the squirrels, etc. Right? So everything has a purpose. Everything. Whether we realize that or not. You are part of this grand design to have this experience and to do something while you are here. And I'm always talking about really living rather than just existing, right? Because sometimes we go through our life where the whole thing is that, we just have to live and provide and take care of our families, and that's it. No, there's much more to it than that, right? There's much more to it than that. Life is full of so many twists and turns, right? And ups and downs. And we know this. But it's being able to adapt. Again, like I talked about this before, being able to adapt through the times of adversity. Right? So a new world of opportunity in our health, right? Because that's vital. So without our health, we really don't have much of anything else, right? What about a new world for yourself? A new world for yourself in how you treat yourself. A new world of opportunity. A new world of being open to receive, right? Being open to receive all of the goodness that was meant for you, right? And that the Creator has put in place for you, right? And some things may come with some trials and tribulations, right? And that's a part of life. And we find a way to adapt and to weather the storm, so to speak, so that we can carry on, right? And so that we can go on and continue to be the best that we can be for ourselves. So that new world of opportunity of a new you, right? In addition to your health. Oh my gosh, when you're feeling good and healthy, you feel vibrant, you feel alive, right? And so this new world of opportunity of being willing to be open to receive what you're asking, right? Receive all that is good, all that is meant to you. Opening up your heart to receive the love, right? Opening up your heart to receive that love and abundance, right? And so you may have been through some rough relationships. You've been through some rough times. You've dealt with abandonment, and maybe possibly daddy issues or mommy issues. You've been through these things that were hurtful, right? These hurtful, traumatic experiences growing up. But now with this new opportunity of a new you, right? A new you to be open, being open and free and being able to receive that goodness of love. Because you yourself have it in you, and to give that love, right? And some of you give and give so much, right? To others, and never really receiving anything in return. Or if so, you may have experienced sometimes where people take that kindness for granted. So we want to be open to receive that goodness. We want to be open to receive an abundance of love, an abundance of that love overflow, where your cup just runneth over with goodness and love and joy and peace and happiness. Oh my gosh, that sounds so exciting and exhilarating right now. So this is what we want, right? So this new opportunity of a new you, right? And with that, it's dealing with no self-neglect, right? That's self-care, that self-love that we need. And it's so important. And sometimes people forget how important that is, that we need to be good to ourselves. Being good to our children is great, right? And that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Being good to our parents is a blessing in itself, right? Honoring our parents, right? And so if you're a believer, you know that you honor your parents and honoring your mother, right? These things are important. What about honoring yourself as well? Doing the things that you need to do for you. And I'm telling you that the first part of that is how you treat yourself, how you take care of your body. The things that you do to your body, the things that you're putting into your body, right? Because it's very important. So we want to look at that. We want to look at this. We're in June. So we want to just really get focused, get clear, and really put things into perspectives when it comes to our health and spiritual well-being. We want to be able to put things into a clear perspective, have some clarity, and where we are achieving the most that we can during this time that we are here.
If you are struggling with health issues like chronic pain, being held back by past traumas, or feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, please know there is hope. There is help. Transcendence, a woman's guide to healing and self-love for better health, happiness, and abundance, is a blueprint to help you get your life back and reclaim your health. Within its pages, you'll learn how to elevate your existence by shifting your mindset toward the positive, focusing your energy on what's really important, using gratitude to feel deep appreciation, changing your gene expression through epigenetics, building resilience, and living in a state of flow, feeling love overflow within. Go beyond an ordinary life. Transcend. Buy it now.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Roopchand-The. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.